Yo, what's going on everyone? Jinsula here. Welcome to today's Pokemon GO video. Today we're going to be talking about some upcoming raid days in Pokemon GO that you will not want to miss. They are going to feature none other than Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. Both of these Pokemon are some of the most powerful Pokemon in the game, and you will not want to miss out on them. If you still do not have the Primal energy to Primal Revert them, then you will want to make sure you participate during these raid days, because it's going to be a great opportunity for you to pick up this energy. Considering how powerful both of these Pokemon are, you will want to make sure you collect enough energy to be able to Primal Revert them as often as you can. Primal Reversion is basically the same thing as Mega Evolutions. However, both of these Pokemon come with additional bonuses, so they're going to have a lot more value compared to your normal Mega Evolutions, so you will want to make sure you stock up on that energy. Both of these raid days are going to be happening on different weekends, and they're going to be a great opportunity for you to do a whole bunch of raids and collect a lot of Primal energy, as well as XL candies and regular candies for both of these Pokemon. You should also consider that both of these Pokemon may not return to raid battles anytime soon, so this could be your one opportunity in a long while for you to pick up all of this Primal energy. Therefore, you should definitely schedule out your days for both of these raid days, because you will not want to miss out on them. And on top of that, Niantic is going to be giving you a lot of freebies as well. So let's first go over all the details for both of these raid days. The first one is going to be featuring Primal Kyogre, and it's going to be happening on Sunday, March 17th from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. During these event hours, you're going to see a whole bunch of Primal Kyogres in raids. You're also going to be able to get 5 additional free raid passes when you spin gym photo discs, and you're also going to have an increased chance at encountering Shiny Kyogre. The amount of remote raids that you can do during that day is also going to be increased to 20. So if you want to do remote raids, then this will also be a great day for you to do that. Now, coinciding with this event, there's going to be an event ticket. It's going to cost $5 USD, and it's going to give you a bunch of additional bonuses. First and foremost, you're going to get yourself 8 additional raid passes from spinning gym photo discs. That's going to give you a total of 13 free raids when you buy this ticket. You're also going to see an increased chance at getting Rare Candy XL from raid battles, and you're going to get 50% more XP from completing raids. You're also going to get 2 times the amount of Stardust as well. Now, happening on Saturday, March 23rd at 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time, we're going to have a raid day featuring Primal Groudon. It's basically going to be the same event bonuses. We're going to see a whole bunch of Primal Groudon in raids. You're going to get up to 5 additional free raid passes when you spend gym photo discs, and then you're going to have an increased chance at encountering Shiny Groudon. And the remote raid pass limit is going to be increased to 20. And you're also going to be getting the same exact ticket for $5 USD, 8 additional raid passes, increased chance to get Rare Candy XL, 50% more experience from raids, and then 2 times Stardust from raids. Make sure you mark your calendars for both of these days, because you will not want to miss out on it. You really want to make sure you raid as many Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon as you can, because you will want to collect as much Primal energy as you can for both of these Pokemon. It doesn't matter if you do not use them often, but you should still try to get as much energy as you can so that you never run out. Seriously, these are some of the most powerful Pokemon that you could use in raids, and eventually maybe they will come to the Master League as well. If they ever do, they're going to be insanely good. And on top of that, they make a lot of general gameplay like Team Go Rocket battles and gym battles really easy. So yeah, collecting that Primal energy is going to elevate your gameplay. Of course, it's a limited supply, so make sure you raid as much as you can. Now, if you're wanting to know what counters you could bring for either Primal Kyogre or Primal Groudon, here is a recap from a previous video that I made. Let's first talk about Primal Kyogre. This boss is an amped up version of its regular form. For the most part, it will have the same weaknesses and resistances that you would expect in its non-primal state. Primal Kyogre is going to be weak against grass and electric type attacks. It is going to resist steel, fire, water, and ice type attacks. If you are looking for the perfect IVs, you will want one that is 2351 or 2939 if it is weather boosted. Just like its non-primal form, Primal Kyogre is going to be weather boosted by only rainy weather. Okay, now let's talk about how you can beat this extremely difficult boss. Between the two primals, it is actually Primal Kyogre that is going to be a lot harder. You should try to go with a full lobby of 20 trainers, even if you are max trainer level. This is because Primal Kyogre has an insane amount of health and a lot of defense. like Mega Latios and Mega Latias raids, this is going to be an intense DPS race, so be sure to bring your absolute best counters and expect to do 1 or 2 raid lobbies if you don't have a full group. Speaking of counters, Primal Kyogre is going to be most vulnerable to Mega Sceptile, Mega Manectric, Kartana, Shadow Raikou, Xurkitree, and Zarude. Depending on what your raid squad is using in terms of Mega Evolutions, and also what charge attack Primal Kyogre is going with, you should go with either a full Grass type team or a full Electric type team. Mega Sceptile with a full team of Kartanas, for example, would be phenomenal against a Primal Kyogre with Thunder, Surf, Hydro Cannon, or Origin Pulse. Likewise, a full team of Electric types like Shadow Raikou and Xurkitree would be great against Primal Kyogre with Blizzard. Make sure you are running at least 1 Mega Evolution in order to maximize your group's damage output. If you are raiding both Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon, then you should use a Mega for going against Primal Kyogre instead of Primal Groudon. Since Primal Groudon raids are much easier, they may not necessarily require a Mega Evolution. Now, if you are lacking in any legendaries or ultra beasts, you can go with any of these budget-friendly counters. These include Tangrowth, Electivire, and Magnezone. You should still try to use at least 1 Grass type or Electric type Mega Evolution, as it is going to help you ensure the win. Okay, next, let's go over Primal Groudon. This Pokemon is originally a pure ground type in its non-primal form, but it gains the fire type when you primal revert it. Thus, the primal raid version of this boss is going to be very different compared to its 5-star raid version. Unlike Primal Kyogre, Primal Groudon actually has a double weakness to a particular type, which is water. It is also weak against ground types, but you're going to unleash way more damage with water type attacks, so focus on those. It is also going to be resistant to electric, bug, fairy, fire, poison, and steel type attacks, so avoid bringing any Pokemon that heavily relies on those. Primal Groudon would counter those anyway. The perfect IV values are going to be exactly the same as Kyogre. The magic number you should be looking for is 2351, and 2939 if it is weather boosted. Primal Groudon is only going to be weather boosted by sunny or clear weather. Even though it gains a new type, its weather boost stays relatively the same. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Primal Groudon is going to be significantly easier than Primal Kyogre, but it is still going to be tough. Instead of a full lobby, you can secure a victory over Primal Groudon with a raid group consisting of 15 trainers. But if you want to go with the least number of trainers as possible, I will go with about 7 to 9 trainers who are at least level 50. Next up, let's talk about what the best counters are for Primal Groudon raids. These will include Primal Kyogre, Mega Swampert, Shadow Swampert, Shadow Gyarados, regular Kyogres, and Shadow Feraligatr. Basically, all you will want to do is top load your team with all water types. Make sure you are fully utilizing that double weakness to water, as it will help you easily take down this boss. If you are looking for a more budget-friendly option, you should still stick to water types. Gyarados, Swampert, Feraligatr, and Kingler are great water-type raid attackers that are not rare and won't break the bank. Primal Groudon is going to be much more straightforward compared to Primal Kyogre. While Primal Kyogre raids demand you bring certain types depending on the situation, you can just bring a full team of water-type attackers to Primal Groudon raids. So yeah, there you have it. This is going to be extremely important this month. You will want to make sure you do as many raids as you can for both of these Pokemon on their specific days that they're going to be having a raid day. It's only going to be 3 hours per day, so you're going to want to make sure you plan it out. Go to a high population area, connect with local players so that you could form a raid group, and then do as many of these raids as you can. Don't forget that you will be getting 5 additional free raid passes from spinning gyms, and then if you buy the $5 ticket, you're gonna get 8 additional on top of that. So that's going to be pretty key, because if you're going to be doing a whole bunch of these raids and you're going to be spending money anyway, then maybe it might be worth it to buy that $5 ticket. Also, getting Rare Candy XL is always going to be phenomenal because they count towards pretty much every legendary, and getting XL candies for any legendary is going to be extremely difficult, let alone for Kyogre and Groudon, both of which are going to be extremely powerful when you primal revert them. You will want to make sure you collect as much XL candy for both of these Pokemon during these events. But there you have it, that's going to be it for this video. Now, I would love to know your thoughts regarding these raid days down below. Do you plan to go all out for both of these raid days? Do you have yourself a really good Kyogre or Groudon that you plan to primal revert? Definitely say so down below, and let's have a great discussion. And good luck on collecting those shinies and hundos as well. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on my Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Count Jinsula channel, the best way you could do so is becoming a member of my Patreon. In order to do that, all you have to do is click on the links in the description below. That'll take you to my Patreon page, and if you join up, you're going to get yourself a permanent spot on my in-game friends list in Pokemon Go. So if you want to get remote raid invites no matter where you live, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon because I always prioritize my patrons. And thank you so much for that support. And of course, if you want to do something else to support the Count Jinsula channel, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @CountJinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, good luck out there, and I'll catch you all later.